Hi, Blazor, browser plus Razor. Nice feature by Microsoft for the client side enrichment. We can say it's having a lot of nice features, but due to some myths, we can say confusions or as wrong assumptions, it's getting confused. Okay, this video purpose is to make the life cycle very clear. Okay, so the concept is when we say uninitialized, then async starts, then parameter sets happens, then asynchronous of that, and then on after render, then async. This is what the flow we see, and the documentation says this is what in the upfront. Yes, but it's not always right. The reason is to explain this, I just go through some code snippet. It's simple. In the same one, I just have one component called child one. Here in each stage, uninitialized, I just kept it like started at what time. Stage, I just incrementing a counter. That's it. On the page counter, I just incrementing uninitialized. So same thing on parameter set and async with some delay. This delay, I will come to the portion. So delay in the sense whenever I'm just passing the parameter delay, it's setting some delay. 13,000 means 13 seconds. Remaining other time on parameter set, I think 9 seconds, and then on after render, it's 9 seconds. Okay, this time is nothing. It just prints hour, minute, and second because this is what we wanted. We don't want a date. Just remove all the unnecessary things. Okay, so the default assumption like on initialized, then parameter set, and then on after render. But no, the ideally the flow is like whenever on initialize starts, once it gets completed, makes the call. Next call is on initialized async. You can see here. In the same time, it calls on after render also. Okay. Once after this on initialized async completes, it makes on parameter set. The purpose of this, why Microsoft made, is usually what happens whenever the page starts, you need to make some JavaScript calls. It could be local storage fetching, all those things. In that case, you're waiting for the parameter setting, all those things. It's a wrong thing. So instead, we can do is we can just directly call on after render. Within that, we have the differentiation. See, you can say on after render gets called at three stages. One is initialized, then another is like on parameter set and on parameter set async. Every time afterwards, when you do some click or anything, if the parameter sets again, then again this on after render gets called. So how do you differentiate? You will use the option like is it first render or not? Then that kind of tweaking. So this just three stages: init, parameter set, and after render. We have still something more. Don't worry about all those things in the early stage. Even Microsoft is focusing more on this itself. Okay, this is the log we can see. I just added the stages as I was showing. On init starts, once init completed, immediately the call goes to here the last time is time with milliseconds. Init async started, but at the same time it started on after render also with some just gap 731 and 764 milliseconds, just probably 33 milliseconds. Immediately it started on after render. Once after render completes, then after render async also gets completed. Okay, no worry. Initially async completed. Once this completes, then parameter set starts on parameter set. Once this parameter set completes, you can see once this parameter set complete, immediately after render, you can think of like stage number 10, it completed. Immediately the call went to async of parameter set, but still the call also went to on after render of stage 12. Okay, so stage 12 it went, and then again on 13, this 12 13 it's completed. On off, see, you can see up at the stage of 16 on parameter set completed. Once it's completed, again it calls on after render of this particular. Means the on after render calls at three stages. One is first uninitialized, then on parameter set, and then on parameter set async. This flow, remember this stages. We just think like sequentially. No, it will be like this kind of a circular kind of a way. And here, whenever you do some click or anything, what happens? The parameter set happens. The click. If just that click happens, then on after render again executes. If you do on parameter set async, some additional logic, if you have, then only if this executes, then again on after render gets executed. This is how you can differentiate. So like this, the flow is very smooth. You can just tweak it like any way. Okay, if you have any confusions, you can just reach to us in multiple platforms. Blazor.in, we are just making it for the sake of dedicatedly for Blazor development, and our different handles in the different platforms like YouTube, Twitter, and all those things. Thank you. Keep sharing like this. If I have anything more, I'll just share it up. It looks like a deadlock as like this. See, we see the components on this screen, but it's not like that. If you understand, you can just tweak it like any way. Nice. Keep sharing.